The
4, 3.
broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, everybody. I think there's people are starting to pile on this webinar. We'll be getting started here in a few minutes. Just wait for a few more people to show up. Everybody, I'm Todd Spears. Thank you for joining this webinar today regarding Facebook marketing. Call this Traffic Jam. I met Kyle and John a few weeks ago through another friend of mine who I've been masterminding with for several years. You guys might know him by the name of Keith Baxter. And he invited me to a webinar to watch some Facebook Masters at Work, and I got a lot out of it. It was actually an awesome presentation, and I learned a lot more than a lot of the other Facebook courses you've seen out there on how people are monetizing Facebook traffic. And you know, some are a little successful here, and they show screenshots of making few hundred to a few thousand a month, and how to get 10,000 likes to a page, and you know, that's all fine and good, but it really wasn't what this is. These guys that are going to be presenting to us here in a few minutes have really cracked open the understanding of how to make serious money with Facebook and Facebook traffic. So I really just wanted to bring as many people as I could on here today and introduce you to these new guys. They're not your internet marketing gurus, and they're not doing some, you know, high promoted launch out there. They're just some relatively new, not new, but unknown, I would say, marketers on the scene here. And I don't know why, but they've agreed to come on here and show us a lot of their tactics and campaigns on how they make some serious money with Facebook. And as I mentioned to you in a few emails over the past several days, is, you know, I've been making money online and working online my entire life, ever since I graduated from college. I mean, this is pretty much what I started doing, was making money online. And the way I was able to do that, and the way I was able to make, you know, 100,000 my first year up to 3 million a few years later, and continuously make 6- and 7-figure years, is that, you know, you got to go out there and learn what's new. You know, the internet changes all the time. There's new applications, there's new properties, there's new ways of making money, and you got to learn what those are. And unless you discover them yourself, which, you know, we do from time to time, you got to learn it from somebody. And, you know, I can tell you that the way I've been able to do it was number one, learning from people that are already making a killing online. I mean, seriously, people that aren't just rehashing crap you already know, but just say it in a different language. Not a different language, but a different way. That's really, you're not going to get very far most of the time. I mean, that's how you learn the basics. But how you really make a lot of money online in a quick period of time is finding those guys that know, that are, I should say, making a killing right now, today, doing it, and not just saying it. And over the course of my last 15 years of being online, you know, that's what I've been able to do, was go out and find guys that are actually killing it online, getting to know them, masterminding with them, understanding what it is they're doing, getting involved, taking action, and applying my own tweaks and turns and my own personality and my own way of thinking to the same sort of concept. But that's how we turn it up a notch, and that's how we really start making the big bucks. And I just really want to impress upon you that, you know, sometimes it's not what you know, it's who you know. And getting to know the major players that are there. First, you got to find guys that are willing to divulge some information, and it's not always free. Depends on how good of friends you are with them, you know. I mean, heck, I've paid some guys $10,000, $20,000, $2,000, $5,000. I mean, I've paid to get into groups with people and understand what they're doing. But I tell you what, it's paid off 100 times. And so with that, I want to stop talking here in a minute and turn this over to John and Kyle. I know that Some people are still piling on the webinar here, so we're about 6 minutes in. So I guess with that being said, I'm going to turn this over to John and Colin. I really want you guys, I really want you to pay attention to what these guys are showing you, and take some notes, and make sure you're really paying attention. Turn off all your Skype and your Facebook distractions and watch these campaigns, because these campaigns they're gonna reveal you today can be simply mimicked and put into action and make money starting right away on Facebook. So with that, let me get a sound check from John and Kyle. John, you there?
I'm here.
I'm
All
here
right,
too.
great, sounding good. Get to hear your voice. Kyle, is that you?
Yep, that was me.
Okay, that's John and Kyle, guys, and I'm going to turn it over to them now, and I'm going to sit back and enjoy the show myself. If you guys have any questions, let me know.
All right, awesome, cool. Thanks everybody for being on. Really excited to do this with Todd's people. Todd's a great guy, and Kyle and I really appreciate the friendship that we have, and being able to get together here recently. Just met in the last few weeks, being able to talk a little bit about our businesses and help people. So I'm going to get into kind of what we're going to do here. So this webinar here's what we're going to cover. This is going to be like no webinar that you've ever had. So keep that in mind. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you a little bit about Kyle and myself, and we'll get into our background a little bit. And no, this isn't fancy cars, big houses, I'm so great. It's nothing like that, but it's interesting, and I think a lot of you will resonate with our story. So we're going to tell you a little about that. We're going to tell you why you need Facebook in your advertising. If you're doing online marketing today and you're not using Facebook, you're really missing an awesome opportunity for some high ROI. However, Facebook has its challenges, because if you're on this call, you're probably for sure an internet marketer, and you are probably a direct response marketer, which means that Facebook hates you. So congratulations. I'm sure they're not the only ones, but somewhere someone hates you, and Facebook is that person. We're going to tell you why they don't like you. We're going to tell you why they present challenges to us, but how you can overcome those challenges in your marketing and utilize Facebook despite the fact that they don't want you on their platform. And then the real cool thing in this is we're going to give you 3 different cut and paste campaigns that you can implement today. So you're going to be able to leave this webinar today and take these campaigns and implement them and start making immediate money. So keep that in mind, and that's coming up. And then at the end, we'll have just a small pitch. We'll tell you exactly how you can work with us and what we do to work with different people on Facebook advertising. And then we'll have a question and answer. And Kyle and I will stay on as long as it takes so that you guys can ask all your questions, and we'll make sure to, answer those as completely as we possibly can. So we'll get right to it. Now, one thing I want to point out, and I really mean this, I'm passionate about it, that we're giving away millions of dollars today. Literally giving away millions of dollars. I'm going to explain. It's not a typical webinar. What we're doing here, I'm not launching a product, so we don't even have a product. So we're not launching a product. It's not going to be a pitch fest where we tell you how great we are, we tell you how great our product is. This webinar here is 97% content and 3% little pitch at the end. So this is a complete content-based webinar. And with that being said, just one of the campaigns, we're going to show you one of the campaigns that we run that makes us about $2,500 a day on average. And that campaign, let's be really conservative and say that it could make you $500 a day if you start to implement it, which is very conservative. There are over 200 people that signed up for this training. And so if you take $500 a day times 365 days, that's $182,500. And if you take $182,500 times 200 people, that means that we are giving away $36.5 million today in the 2 hours that we're going to have with you. And so I'm serious about that. And what I want you to do is stay on this webinar, take out the pen and paper, take notes on these campaigns. If you're doing Facebook advertising now, you're really going to get it, what we're saying. If you're not, it's going to propel you over a huge learning curve, so you won't have to go through the things that we went through, and do your part to make that money. Do your part to make that $500 a day. So I think you can, and these campaigns are proven to work. So You're going to learn something today. I promise you that. And I promise you that you can start doing this today. This is not hype or anything. We're not going to waste our time with that kind of stuff. So let's talk about, Kyle and I. Who are we? People don't know who we are typically. Now, my name is John Tarr, and you don't know me, but most of the gurus in the IM space do. So I'm pretty good friends with Frank Kern. I've worked with Ryan Dice, Perry Belcher, some other guys, Michael X, that you may have heard of. These guys, we have a pretty tight-knit community in the IM space, and in that community, Kyle and I are the traffic guys. People know us as guys who can run paid traffic. That's sort of our little niche. Now, one of the things that we did, if you have heard of us, you've heard of us because we took a survival product, and we're going to show you some case studies on that from our Facebook experience. We took this survival product from 300 units in June to about 3.5 months later, we had ramped it up to 32,000 units per month with that publisher. So from 300 units per month to 32,000 units per month using paid traffic. So that's sort of what we're known for. And we take on big clients. Most of our clients have very, very big advertising budgets. So that's why you haven't heard of us. We don't do a lot of info products, and we don't work with people that have budgets less than $500,000 a month. Now, my partner is Kyle Bell, who I'm going to introduce in just a second. I affectionately call Kyle the Facebook Whisperer because there's nobody that I know that can come up with the kind of campaigns that translate into making money and immediate ROI like Kyle. He has all these ninja tricks for running Facebook campaigns, and I started the Facebook stuff when we first started out doing that for clients, and Kyle is taking it to above and beyond a level that I could have ever dreamed of. So Kyle, say hey.
Hey guys.
Yeah, so Kyle is sort of the brains behind the operation, and you're going to get to hear what he's got to say in a little bit, because when we go through these campaigns, he's going to tell you exactly how to implement them. We're going to take you step by step through that. So he'll be back in just a minute. But we own a company, Kyle and I operate a company called Badass Media. And so we do media buying, like I mentioned, and consult for some of the biggest info publishing companies in the world. We consult for the #1 product currently on ClickBank. We consult for a product that has been in the top 3 on ClickBank and drive traffic for them. So there's a good chance that if you're running affiliate traffic to offers, you don't know us, but we're running traffic for those publishers. So the other side of our business is we actually run affiliate offers. We don't have our own products, and we're completely non-techie. As you can see by my presentation, I couldn't even get the PowerPoint to work right. So if you're non-techie, stay on. You don't have to be a big technical wizard here to make a lot of money in marketing. So we run affiliate offers, CPA type offers. That's the other side of our business. So when we're not running traffic for clients, we run these CPA offers. So ClickBooth, Convert to Media, many of these other platforms, affiliate companies, CPA companies that we run traffic through them. And we've developed the campaigns that we're going to share with you today by running traffic for our clients and then using those campaigns in our own CPA offers. So these campaigns that you're going to get are evergreen. They work in a lot of different niches, a variety of niches, as you'll see when we get into it. So one thing I want to point out, okay, and this is something that I've worked with a lot of gurus, and I understand what they do and the hype and the marketing and everything behind that. This that we're going to share with you today is not theory. These are actual results and actual campaigns that we're running for our clients. You're going to get real live numbers. You're going to see exactly what we're doing. This is not, hey, your opt-in can run anywhere from 10 cents to $9 depending on your traffic. It's nothing like that. We're not going to talk in theory. We're going to talk in very concrete numbers, and you're going to get to see what we do every day. So I want you to keep that in mind as we go through here, that this is the real deal. So let's talk about some of the things that Kyle and I have accomplished with regards to our clients and results on Facebook and some other traffic sources. We had, and you will see this case study as we get into it, we had 100% ROI for 92 days in a row, spending $5,000 a day on Facebook with a survival product. And if you're familiar with the survival niche, you know it's a pretty small niche. That 100% ROI is daily. So we were spending $5,000 a day in advertising. We were getting $10,000 a day back. We also run a campaign that we're going to show you where it produces about $2,500 a day in profit. This is known as the ball game campaign. And it's a pretty interesting story how Kyle came up with that. But that's in the diet and fitness niche. So a really big niche, a very competitive niche. We're able to maintain a profit of $2,500 a day in that niche. We also have ran campaigns for our health and fitness niche where we get about 23-cent leads, meaning 23-cent opt-ins to our squeeze page, which on Facebook is unbelievable. So we're going to be able to go through these types of things with you. We'll show you in one situation, we produced 10,000 clicks in a little under an hour at 9 cents a click through Facebook on a diet and health offer. So on Google, those clicks would have been about $5 each. So we got about $50,000 worth of traffic for about $700. It's unbelievable, the power of Facebook. And then also 58% opt-in rate to cold traffic, meaning where most squeeze pages are going to get you to display traffic 10 to 15%, maybe 20 if you're pretty good. We are running about 58% to cold traffic on some of our opt-ins. So you're going to take a look at these campaigns and these numbers, then you get to decide what you think about us. I'm not going to sit here and tell you how great we are. You can decide once you look at these numbers, and you can decide what you get out of this webinar. And above and beyond that, I get that you don't really care about us. You care about you, and that's what you should care about. You should care about you and what we know that can make you money, because it's what's in it for me, right? WIFM, that's what everybody's tuned into. So with that, let's focus on making you some money right now. So when we get into this, we're focused now on you and making you some money. So let's talk about Facebook and why you need Facebook. Everybody's, they're on Google. You've obviously heard of Google pay-per-click. You've heard of Bing. I know you've heard of Facebook. You probably have a Facebook account. But why do you need Facebook as part of your paid traffic? And the reason is Facebook is the #1 website on the internet, period. They get more traffic than anybody in the world. So that's a good start for why you need them. Here's why you really need them. Facebook is much less saturated than other platforms and traffic sources, and that's because Facebook has a lot of nuances and headaches, and most direct marketers don't want to work with Facebook. So because of that, it's a lot less saturated. There's less competition. Everyone's on Google. Everyone's doing solo ads. Not everybody is on Facebook, and you know what that means. So when everybody else is zigging, you want to zag, and so that's kind of what we're doing here with Facebook. Why else do you need Facebook? You can get clicks as cheap as 3 cents a click. And I don't mean a few clicks. I mean thousands of clicks at those kind of numbers. And we all know it's just 5th grade math. I'm always saying to people it's 5th grade math. If I have to pay $1 per click on Google and you can pay 3 cents a click, your offer can suck and you're still going to do better than me. It's just mathematics. So that's another reason you need Facebook. You can get thousands of clicks very inexpensively. Here's another thing. Most of the clients that we work with, this is very important to you if you have your own product. It's also important to you if you run affiliate offers. And the reason is affiliates want high quality traffic. If you have your own product, you want high quality traffic. Most publishers are going to tell you that the quality of traffic from Facebook is higher than any other source. And it is. It's much higher. And there's a reason for that. And the reason is because those people are there on Facebook to be socially, to interact. And if you have a Facebook account, I know you do because billions of people have them, or hundreds of millions, bottom line is that's where people stay connected. You know people from high school that are on Facebook, you're following their family, you're following what they're doing in their life, and so it's a much higher traffic source because people are not just there to buy stuff or to get their news, they're there to live. And so that's one of the things that makes it that way. And so because of all this, you can literally dominate your market and explode your ROI with Facebook traffic. Kyle and I get about 30% of the traffic for our clients and ourselves on Facebook. 70% of our traffic would come from someplace else. However, you can use Facebook as your sole traffic source, and you could still dominate your market. You could absolutely dominate it. So let's talk about why Facebook doesn't like you. Facebook and most publishers do not like direct marketers. They like branding guys. They like big dumb companies to throw a lot of money at them without a lot of accountability for their ads. That's what they like. So, do you like a guy that spends $1 million over the course of a year, or do you like General Motors who spends $30 million and you don't have to be accountable to them for any results? Well, that's what Facebook doesn't like. To these guys, our kind of marketing is just spam. Video sales letters, trying to get you to buy something. You know what a stigma our society has on sales and, money and things like that. And so to these people, to Facebook, it's spam. Oh, you're just trying to sell something. You're not giving any value. And so the other thing to keep in mind, Facebook doesn't allow, in their terms and conditions, they don't allow affiliate offers. Now, I'm going to show you how you can get around that and work with Facebook. Not to break their rules necessarily, but they don't allow affiliate offers. And so that's another reason. If you're running affiliate stuff, Facebook's not going to like you very much. So if you're on this webinar, and there's quite a few of you who are, it's a real good chance Facebook hates you, okay? So what does that mean? I mean, what do you do? The thing is, you deal with it, all right? Google hates you too, so just, understand that nobody really enjoys you, but don't try to change everything. Don't try to flow up river. Basically, work within the system. That's what we're going to talk about today. You can't do anything about Facebook not wanting to work with you necessarily. They will work with direct marketers, but what you want to do is just work within their guidelines so that you can get what you need to get out of the relationship, which is money. So with that being said, I'm going to take a little swig of water here. Let's take a look at some challenges that you have on Facebook. If you're currently marketing on Facebook, you are dealing with these challenges. If you are not currently marketing on Facebook, you will be dealing with these challenges. And so one of the first, and one that I hear all the time, is you're having a hard time getting your ads approved. You can't get your ad approved on Facebook. Totally understand, been there, done that, know exactly why for most of the stuff. And when your ads are turned down, you don't have any idea why. So Facebook is turning down your ad, and now you don't know why they're turning down your ad. Makes the game difficult to play if you don't know the rules. Second thing, or third thing that you're dealing with, is when you first start out with Facebook, if you are advertising, you know this, their account spend limit is very low. They will start you out where you can spend $250 a day, and that's it. And for a couple weeks, 3 weeks. And so it's very hard to get any momentum on your offers when you can't spend very much money. Now, if you don't have a very big advertising budget, that's okay. Don't let these numbers that we're throwing at you intimidate you. It shouldn't be. Numbers are numbers. Math is math. You have to understand some of our clients are very big companies. They're, very big. They have a big advertising budget. So don't let it intimidate you. But there are ways to get spend increases with Facebook and spend that $5,000 a day. We once had an account where you could spend $75,000 a day. So that's a challenge you're going to be dealing with Facebook. The other thing is every platform is different, and on Facebook, it's all about click-through rates. And if your click-through rates suck, it's costing you money because you have to pay more per click. Most people's click-through rates suck, and they have no idea why. So they don't know why, and because of that, you're paying more per click. You're not getting those 3-cent, 5-cent, 6-cent leads, or 6-cent clicks, excuse me. And because of that, you're paying more money and you're not ROIing. This happens all the time. So we'll talk about that. If your cost per click is too high in your niche, so you're in the internet marketing niche, you're in the insurance niche, you're in the health and fitness niche, and you don't know how to get a good click-through rate, and you don't know what you need to do to keep your clicks low, you can't ROI. Everybody says, oh, I can't make any money on Facebook. Well, we're going to blow that myth out of the water today when we show you some of our numbers. But there's actually a trick to making this happen, which we're going to reveal to you. And last but not least, you could be on this webinar and you may have had your account or your product banned. And that happens as well. You can get that fixed. But the thing is, again, it's Facebook. They slap accounts. That's what they do. We'll show you how to avoid that. Now, the good stuff. Let's get to the good stuff, because I don't believe in having a big long webinar and just, talking on and talking on. I want to show you guys some stuff, good stuff you can use. So Kyle and I are going to take you through 3 different campaigns that we use. The first one I want to point out is old, and you're not going to use it today, but it's going to give you some context on how the other 2 campaigns were born, so that you will understand what we do and some things that you need to avoid with Facebook. So I want you to use the 2 campaigns we're going to show you today, but use the first campaign as a context and an understanding of, where we were and how we got there. So accidents. Penicillin's a great accident. Bunch of accidents happen. This accident happened for us. So we were running a product called Sold Out After Crisis to Facebook earlier in the summer and of 2012, and we're having an outstanding ROI. We were doing about 125, 130% ROI a day on this product for a survival client we have. However, Facebook kept slapping my ads. I kept getting my ads slapped, and finally they slapped my account. They just shut my account down, and I had no idea why. Again, like I say, I had no idea why. I was brand new to Facebook at that time. The problem that Facebook had with my ads, they didn't really like that I was taking them out of Facebook. We were taking them out of Facebook, sending them to a ClickBank offer, hitting basically every branch of the ugly campaign tree for Facebook. And so they ended up slapping my account. So here's the thing. I wanted to run Facebook. We were running, we were spending a couple grand a day at that point, making a couple $1,000s a day. And so what I needed to do is I needed to keep running on Facebook. And so I had to keep them on the page. I had to keep them on a Facebook page. So I started a fan page and ran traffic to a Facebook post. Now some of you are like, oh yeah, well that's not real brilliant. Well, this is back in September. And I did this to a Facebook post, and the post ended up being an offer, which I'm going to show you in a second. So the post was an offer, and I had forgotten that I had made this post. I turned on the ads. I forgot all about it. One of the guys at the publisher called me and said, where the hell are all these sales coming from? What sales? Because we keep track of everything. I mean, I know our numbers down to the penny. I don't see those sales. Is it an affiliate? He's like, no, it's you. Can't be me, man. Here's all my numbers. I forgot the ad was running. I turned this ad off. I thought I turned it down, thought I turned it off. I didn't. It just ran. This ad started running, and on Facebook you can get a lot of clicks really quickly. And so the ad started out, and it had a 5.5% click-through rate. The average click-through rate on Facebook is 0.3%. So this ad had a 5.5% click-through rate. The thing with Facebook is the higher your click-through rate, the lower your cost per click. So it's running. The results to this ad were incredible. It was absolutely unbelievable. I thought I shut it down, and it just kept running. And so I ran this campaign. This by the way, happened after about 5 days, 6 days. It wasn't running that long, but it's just got the momentum, and we started getting a lot of these sales. So this particular campaign that I'm going to show you ran for 92 days at 100% ROI with a $5,000 a day spend. We were making $5,000 a day profit on a survival offer that was a 35-minute video on Facebook. It was unbelievable. So I'm going to show you this campaign, and it's good. You could use it today, and you could make money. But I'm going to show you what we've learned since. And so that's why I wanted to give you this campaign. So here's a couple of things I want you to keep in mind, though, when you look at this campaign. Here are a few lessons for you. So write these down as I take a drink. Always run your stuff to a fan page. Always. Always, always, always. Do not take them off of Facebook. It's more expensive. It's about 70% more expensive. So you're going to reduce your cost per click by 70% just by running them to a fan page. And then I always want you to run your ads to a Facebook post on your fan page. And finally, Marketing 101, you want to have an image, and you want to have a really good image, and you want to have a call to action. obviously, if you've been in marketing for any time at all, you know a call to action is critical, but I wanted to make sure to point that out. So write those down. I'm going to keep those up for a second. Okay. So let's talk about why real quick. Let's talk about why before we get into this campaign. Why do you want me to do those things, John, that I just wrote down? And I know you wrote them down. I have faith. So why? Facebook charges less to run to a post than any form of advertising, including an iframe tab on your Facebook stuff. If you don't know what I'm talking about with that, don't worry about it. It's not important because you're always going to run to a post. So the other thing is Facebook will approve your ad much faster and with less scrutiny when you're running to a Facebook post. They're not going to, if you take them off Facebook, sometimes you'll have a hell of a time getting your ad approved. And it'll take maybe a day or 8-9 hours sometimes to get it approved. You run them to a Facebook post, and a lot of times those ads are approved in 10 minutes. And then the other thing that I'm going to point out to you, and I want you to take a look at this particular campaign, you're going to build up social proof with these posts, and that compels people to respond to your ad. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about in a second. I am not a fan of likes. I always say you can't spend likes at the grocery store. If you go to the grocery store and you try to spend your likes to get groceries, the lady will look at you like you have 3 heads. They want money. And so I'm interested in money from Facebook, not likes. However, it does have a place organically, and I'm going to show you exactly how that works here. Now, here is the campaign. So take a real good look at this screen, and right down here you'll see Concerned Patriots. That's our fan page, and this post was September 14th, 2012, and it says, do you have the 37 critical food items you should stockpile for a crisis? Click on the link to watch the video. I tell them exactly what to do, and here is the link. Bam. Now, I'm also going to talk to you about spamming your page, which I did here, and I learned that. But I want you to look down here at the likes, comments, and shares. Look at this. 62,514 likes, 19,117 comments, 11,774 shares. Almost 12,000 people shared this. So when this ad pops up over to the side for Facebook, people see how many people have liked this. And when they see that many likes, they are compelled to look at it, to check it out. And it raises your click-through rate, which lowers your cost per click. And if I see 19,000 people have commented on this, I'm like, well, what in the hell is this all exciting? I mean, what's so exciting about this? I have to check it out. And so that's one way you can leverage different things with Facebook by sending them to a post and things like that that you can't do on some of the other avenues of traffic. Now, as we get into this, let's talk about a couple things. More lessons. Here are things that we have learned from this little experiment. One, don't spam your page. Oops, we didn't do that. As you can see, if I back up here and take you back to this slide, see how many posts I have? They're just advertisements here. I'm advertising here. I'm advertising here. This is an advert. I mean, I'm just spamming the hell out of this page. I didn't know any better at the time. I know better now. I'm going to show you how you can test things and not spam. So keep that in mind. We're going to go through that. Actually, Kyle's going to show you that. But bottom line is you don't want to spam your page. So we learned that. Use an image. Oops. Didn't use an image on that. Still had a 5.5% click-through rate. Wish I'd have known that. Click loss. I'm going to get into click loss. I'm going to show you what that is. Oops. Didn't do that right. So, you know, we got that wrong. And what I mean by this is it's the offer stupid. Dan Kennedy, little-known direct response marketer, says it's the offer stupid. And it's a good thing it was the offer, because even with all those mistakes, we were still making $5 grand a day in profit. That's my whole point. You get out there, you take action, you do stuff, you do some things with what we're going to show you here. You're going to make money in spite of yourself. We did. Kyle and I did. So all these things we did wrong, but the one thing we did right was we made money. So what if we'd have taken what we know now and put it in there? And that's what we'll talk about a little bit. My dad used to tell me, I used to say, Dad, if I knew then what I know now. And he said, John, you'd be saying that the rest of your life. So just get used to it. And it's very true. And so here's what we know now that we didn't know then. After running millions of dollars to Facebook traffic, now here's some stuff we know. Always, always, always use a clickable image. Always. Clickable image. Kyle's going to show you how to do that. We ran a test yesterday, and we ran a test today to show you some stuff. And actually, I think this was actually 2 weeks ago we ran this test because we were doing a little presentation for a small group. So I'm going to show you this. But one of the problems with that post that I just showed you is click loss. And here's what click loss is. You get somebody to click on your ad. That costs you money. So these people are going to click on your ad, and it's going to cost you money. And then now they have to click on the link to the offer. So when they don't get from the ad to the offer, Kyle and I have a term for that. It's called click loss. And we had a high amount of click loss for this particular offer. And so you can make it work, as you see, because we made $5,000 a day. But what ends up happening, and the problem with that, is that you have this click loss, and there's a better way. Kyle came up with a way to minimize the click loss. So if you're advertising on Facebook now, you're going to love it. So here's an affiliate offer test that we did. Notice this post again. So we've got the whole post for Concerned Patriots, this one that I just pointed out, 62,000 likes, et cetera, et cetera. Notice there's no image here and just a link, but I do have a call to action. So here's dating offer number one. This is the ad, and we've got everything here. And notice that the ad is all about, it's an image. It is an image. So here it is on the page. This is it. But here's the thing. You still have to click here to watch. I have to click this link right here to watch. So I'm still going to experience some click loss. So take a look at that right there. You'll see what I'm saying.
Hey, John, mind if I jump in here real quick?
Here is the second ad. Yeah.
If you guys...
yeah, I do. No, of course not. Of course not.
One of the things to notice on that post is most people will inherently just click on the image. And like John's saying, if they were to click on that image, that takes them to a different like little post. Like they've got a post like inside of Facebook. So now they're on another post, and now they have to click on the link within that post. So I mean, you could get up to like 3 clicks, having somebody have to click through 3 things before they even get to your sales page. So that just a little heads up. That's why we kind of knew there was a better way. We just had to figure it out. So that was it. Just wanted to point that out while we were there.
Yeah, cool. Thanks, man. And by the way, just hop in anytime.
Thanks.
So Kyle is the guy that comes up with this stuff. So basically and what he's saying is we did this test for a complete contrast from the way we used to do it to how we do it now, so that we could show you some results just off a new campaign. So here's the old ad. Here's the other ad. The image is different, but here it is. Now notice there's no link to click. All you see is an image. So that's all you see. You get the opportunity to click on one thing, and that's an image. And here are the results, which are a little bit different. So here's the first ad. We had a 1.119% click-through rate, and we were paying right around 37 cents a click. So we're paying 37 cents a click, and we have a 1.119% click-through rate, which is still pretty good. I mean, Kyle, we try to get a minimum. When we have a click-through rate of 1%, we're like, oh, that click-through rate sucks, right?
Yeah.
So, but, okay, cool. What we try to shoot for is 4 to 5%, but if you get a 1% click-through rate on Facebook, you're doing pretty well because their average is about 0.3. So there's this. Now let's show you the second image where you just have the image. Notice your click-through rate is 4.182%. And notice the average cost of your click is 12 cents. So you're paying you're paying 25 cents less per click down here. We actually ran more clicks here, and that's the difference in these different ads. Now, look at these things side by side. So we've got the non-clickable image. That's the way that we did the campaign with the sold out after crisis, and then having the link there and not the clickable image. We had 1,368 clicks, 1.12% click-through rate. We were paying 37 cents a click. Only 261 of those 1,300 clicks, or almost 1,400 clicks, even made it to the video sales letter, which was 19%. We spent about $500 on this ad. You look at the clickable image ad, we had 2,258 clicks. 68% of those clicks made it to the sales letter, and it cost us 12 cents a click. We spent $263. Here's what that means. Offer one that just had the link had a negative 60% ROI, and the reason was the click-through rate wasn't as high, so we were paying more per click, and we had a tremendous click loss. Those clicks were not making it to the video sales letter. The new ad had 185% ROI on day one, and it's because all of those people were getting where they needed to go, which was the sales letter, because ultimately, if they can't see your offer, they can't buy anything, and you don't make any money if they don't buy anything. So with that being said, I'm going to let Kyle take you through step by step how to do this clickable image campaign on Facebook, so that you can now link up your images and get those same kind of click-through rates that we're getting. Right, Kyle? You ready to dance there?
Yep. Let me take control of the screen here.
All right.
Maybe. See if I can get this to work.
All right. Looks like things. I'm no longer a presenter. It looks like you're in.
Okay. Now can you see my screen?
Let's see here.
Maybe.
I can.
Okay. So
yeah, I can see it.
I'm inside of Facebook, and one of the things you guys will want to learn and start using, if you're not already, is Power Editor. And Power Editor is just a regular option inside your ads manager inside of Facebook. Anybody can use it. It's just on the left-hand side of the page in your ad manager under billings and settings and ads. It's just one of the little buttons there. So you want to click on it, and that'll get you into Power Editor, which is where you want to create your posts to make those posts like John was talking about, where you have the clickable image. And the way you do that, to save a little bit of time, I know we go through a lot of information, so I want to try and get through a bunch of it. So I've pre-filled some of these forms, but to get to this window where you actually create posts, this was that man page, the Man Zone page that John was just on. He was showing you the screenshots of. So what you do is you click on this little arrow up in the top left-hand corner and go to Manage Pages, and it pulls up the pages. And so that's how I've clicked on this. And then I would just go to Create Post, and that brings me to this. And this is where you put your link. Again, this I had one question right before I jumped on about the promoting affiliate offers. When you're doing promoted posts, Facebook is a lot more lenient on what you promote in a post than if you're just direct linking to an affiliate offer outside of Facebook. So that's the answer to that question. And so this is how you would do it. And one of the things John mentioned that you could really get not in trouble, but put a bunch of ads on a page like we had with that Concerned Patriots and the survival offer. All of a sudden, every post on that page is an offer, and now people that were actually interested in following you could care less about your page because they just know every post is some new offer or the same offer probably. So one of the things that Power Editor will let you do is publish a dark post, which means that post won't show up on your fan page. And a lot of companies use these to target different, split testing different age demographics, split testing different images, but you don't want to have 12 of the same posts, just different images on your fan page. So this way you can, test out 12 different images, all with the same, description and link and keep everything else the same, but you don't post 12 times to your page. These keep them dark is what they're called. And so while they're not able to be seen on your fan page, you can still send advertisement or advertising to those posts, which makes this a incredibly powerful tool. And beyond that, these little tricks I'm going to show you right now are what's going to allow you to make those images clickable, which is going to greatly reduce that click loss that drastically increase your ROI on any campaign. And again, you can run the campaigns that we have. You can copy and paste exactly like we have. If you have your own offers, these will work for that as well. So don't think it just applies to some, affiliate offers or anything like that. It will apply to your own offer. You just need to know, what your own numbers are. But anyway, so the quick and dirty is, you create a post, you click on this little create a post image. I'm going to tell you to fill out 3 or 4 different boxes, and I'm going to explain why. So first, you're going to need to fill out a URL, and like I said, I've pre-populated a lot of this stuff. So just put a URL in there. That's where the destination will actually be. So if you're sending them to a sales video, if you're sending them to a squeeze page for an opt-in, whatever you guys are doing with them, that's what the URL would be. I leave this part empty, and I'll explain why, but in a second. But I leave this box empty and then just go to name. And then for this one, I'm just going to put Land Your Dream Girl. I'm going to leave the caption empty in this one to show you. However, you can manipulate this field as well and just type whatever you want in that field. And then obviously here's the description. Free video reveals one weird trick to landing the woman of your dreams. Click here. And then I have an image that I'll show you in a second. It's not the best image, but it's one that I had a URL handy for. That's all I would fill out. Down below, there's a couple things. You can actually put a language and location if you want, but I don't put any of that there. I dictate that in the actual ad that I create, not the post. So those are the only fields I fill in. And let me show you what that would look like then. So if you do that and then you hit create post, it actually creates a post right here. So this is the only place you can see this post. It doesn't show up on your page. And this has your page name. It tells me I shared a link, and then this is where all the data that I manipulated goes. Now, if you guys know anything about putting up a post, when you post a link on your fan page, it normally pulls the metadata. And now I don't mean to get techie on you, but it pulls like the page description off of your sales page, and you can't change it. You can't adjust it. It pulls whatever image and whatever data that page says to send to Facebook, which in a lot of cases is certainly not your optimal sales pitch or, click getting image / text or copy of an ad. So this allows you not only to stop losing all those clicks, but determine what that ad actually says when you pull the data from not a website, but your own lingo. So I told you that I did not manipulate that middle field and left it blank. If you were to change it, this where I have highlighted, that's where that changes. So you could actually add like a sub headline underneath that if you wanted to. But that is where that if you leave that blank, it pulls your URL. So if you have a good URL, you might want to leave there. But I normally put a sub headline in there. Free video reveals one weird trick, blah blah blah. So again, if they click on the image, which is what most people do, it will send them to that sales page. If they also click this link or any of this ad, and you can't see here, but when it's on the page or on the ad, anything in this gray box, also, whenever they click anywhere, click here, that sends them to the URL. So no matter what they click on in the ad, they get to the VSL, which is incredibly powerful. And you can then start advertising to that post, just like you would any other post on a page. But keeping it dark means you're not spamming your page. Again, one of the things we learned much later in life, but glad we know it now. So that's what you guys can and should be doing on any of your products or posts that you guys are doing for yourself now. That's one of our cool tricks. I'm going to show you another one real quick, and that is using a tool that's actually called Splash Post. So if any of you guys have ever used that before, that's what this is. So again, I've pre-populated some of this stuff for the sake of getting an ad up and getting you guys to be able to see how Splash Post actually works. So anyway, this is Splash Post, and I'm inside my dashboard, and I just go to create a post, and then you can kind of you can determine if you want blue backgrounds or pink or green, or those are their default settings. Yeah.
I was going to take him through the numbers on this campaign before we showed it to him.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I jumped ahead of myself.
Yeah, so that we could have a little. Yeah, no, it's okay though. So if you throw it back to me, I'm gonna show them like actual results from that campaign, so they know, um,
What I'm talking
like
about.
what it did.
Okay, very good. I'll send this
Yep,
back to you
exactly.
guys. Um,
Cool. So let me take off my screen. Yeah, might as well show my screen. Nothing untoward at this point. So okay, cool. So yeah, what I wanted to do. So that's our clickable image campaign. That's how you get a clickable image on Facebook. The whole purpose of that, everything Kyle and I show you today or anytime if you work with us, is all about making money. So on Facebook, remember, the higher the click through, the lower the cost per click, the more money you're going to make. So everything we did there was to get a higher click through and eliminate click loss, and you do that with the clickable image. So that's what that campaign is all about. Always have a clickable image. That's the moral of that story. So now we're going to show you, I'm going to go through, give you some stats on what we call the ball game campaign. And we run this for a variety of different offers. And I'll show you how we did it and how Kyle came up with it, because he's a guy that came up with it, and et cetera, et cetera. So we end up running this offer for Green Coffee as a CPA offer. And we have a client who also runs Green Coffee. So we created this campaign, and we were losing a lot of clicks to the trial offer. We still had a positive ROI, but we were sending them directly to a post to a trial offer. So it went post. So you click on the post. Now they got to click on the link again, and then they go directly to a trial offer page. And so they didn't really know what they were getting into. So we needed to do a couple of things. A, we needed to keep people on the page, Facebook. We didn't want to take them off the page. And we needed a quick little landing page, sort of a stopgap that says, this is what you do next, and this is what you're doing, instead of sending them straight to the sign-up form. So the ball game campaign has been one of our strongest campaigns to date. And we're actually running this in the skin niche too, and it's going pretty well. This campaign consistently makes us $2,500 a day profit. Typically, sometimes it does fluctuate because these diet offers do. You have certain day parting and things like that you have to do, but I'm not going to get into that. But this campaign right here, you can model today. Kyle's going to show you exactly how to set it up. And before he does that, I'm going to share with you our numbers. So here is what we were doing before with Green Coffee. So as you can see, we were getting $36 per Green Coffee trial if you look at price. We sent 1,136 clicks. We had 24 sales, $864 in revenue, and our earnings per click were right around 76 cents. Now, you can make money with that, and we were making money with that. We were making a 20 to 30% ROI at those numbers right there. And Kyle said, if I can get those clicks to stay on the page, it's ball game. That's how we came up. That's how this, he's like, ball game over. We're going to have this. So the sub ID on this was ball game, because he said, this is ball game. So I thought that was cool. You can see this. 460 clicks. This is the first day out of the gate, and we started running the ball game campaign. 46 conversions, conversion percentage up 10%, $1,748 in revenue, and an EPC of $380 or $380. That'd be nice, right? $3.80. So the EPC, earnings per click, exploded, and that absolutely crushed the last thing we were doing, and made this ROI well above 30%. So now, what works so well about this tactic? I'm going to show you. The page opens in the Facebook page of the person's newsfeed, which is really awesome. And that keeps the user on Facebook, which gives you much less expensive clicks when you can do that. The user is going to make it to the offer, so there's no click loss like we've had in the past, and the mid-lander is simple and it doesn't distract. If you don't know what mid-lander means, don't worry about it. We're going to show you all this, but it doesn't distract you. It's very simple, and it tells you what to do next. And remember, as marketers, it's like most of you have children. You have to tell them what to do every step of the way because they don't know. So it's like, okay, Johnny, drink your milk, and okay, Johnny, throw your glass in the sink, and okay, Johnny, turn on the water, and that's really what you have to do with your customers. And the minute that you stop communicating with them like that, they don't know what to do. Some of them will figure it out. Most of them will not, and that's why you saw that conversion percentage jump up to 10% with this particular campaign. So, Kyle, you want to show them now how to do
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, sure. I'll do it when I'm supposed to this time.
All right, cool. Yeah, it's all good, man. By the way, guys, we're not professional webinar guys. We don't do very many of these. We do them for people like Todd. Seriously, we don't. We do them for people like Todd that want to give their list some good quality info and stuff like that. And we've only done maybe, two? So if
Yeah.
you don't count our mastermind people. So we don't do very many of them. So bear with us as we might jump ahead. But go ahead, man.
All right. So, John, can you guys see my screen now?
I can.
Okay, very good. So again, getting back into Splash Post, this is what we use for the like John said, the ball game campaign. And when he was describing a mid-lander, this is kind of what this is. It's not a full-on sales pre-sale page, and it's not the full offer page. But what this Splash Post allows us to do is keep people inside of Facebook, keep them not only from leaving Facebook, which gives us cheap clicks, but using the security that people feel within Facebook and taking advantage of that, borrowed trademark, and not really borrowed, but utilizing, piggybacking on top of Facebook's brand that they have built up. So anyway, this is inside Splash Post, and this is one of the first things you do. Again, this stuff is all customizable. Looks like I deleted part of that. So I think this was green coffee or something. Well, actually, this was Garcinia Cambogia. If I spell that right. But anyway, so you type something in there. This, again, is also editable, customizable. These images, you can put your own images in there. I'm not supposed to be using Oz, but just for the sake of this, I just grabbed 3 pictures real quick. I'm going to have to delete this post after I show you guys what it looks like posted. But anyway, again, get your free bottle, blah, blah, blah. See how much you lose, just pay shipping. Again, click here. We have the call to action. But with Splash Post, this is how it's going to appear inside their newsfeed. And so they're not going to leave Facebook. They're going to see this. They're going to be able to read. They're going to be able to get an idea of what they have to do. And then this big pink button right here tells them what they have to do. And when they click on it, again, you can customize anything you want to say on this. But when they click on it, in fact, you'd have to have a link in here. And I actually had a link already pre-filled out. But you can put your destination URL. So wherever you want to send them, you would put right there. You'd click your green check mark, and that's where it'll send them. But again, this is all customizable. So you can customize literally this whole thing, and it stays within Facebook. And so I'm going to click through to actually get this posted so you guys can see what it actually entails. But this is literally, you can customize that, and then getting it to post, it'll go pretty quick for you. There's email, like gates, share gates. You can make somebody have to share this before they can actually see your ad. I want people to see my ad and click. I'd love free shares, but I want to know how many people, especially when I'm testing, how many people are actually seeing the ad and getting to the offer and converting. And then maybe I can mess around with some of these things later. But when I first start, when I don't put a share gate or email gate on it. So I'm just going to skip to the next step. Maybe. Sorry, this might take a couple seconds because I'm dialing in from Iowa here. Okay, then that is the background, and I'll show you how it works. So your actual ad, the first thing people will see is going to be right here. And again, this is all customizable, and you can write a headline right there, put your sub-headline right here. And again, you don't have to use affiliate offers if you have your own offer that converts and is good. This works just as well with anybody if they have their own product. I don't know if you guys have your own products out there or not, but if you did, all the same. Again, um, free bottle of Garcinia Cambogia, image, generally faces up close do well. Smiling faces do better. Smiling women do better. But again, a good image that's going to get a lot of clicks, and you can split test those obviously. But this is a decent image. I think it's done well for us in the past. But again, we're not supposed to be using it anymore. But yes, get my free bottle of Dr. Oz recommended Garcinia Cambogia. Lose weight. Click here again with the call to action. So again, all this stuff is customizable. The image is also customizable. We're going to go to next. Actually try to get this posted for you guys so you can see what it's like. But Splash Post is super easy, guys. That's it, literally. And I think they do have a free trial or a $1 trial or something. But you can actually schedule now. If you guys are doing email opt-ins, and we go over one of these in our course, but an email opt-in, you can actually attach your autoresponder right to this. So if your call to action was enter your email, there'd be a spot for an email, and it would actually be automatically added to your like Aweber or autoresponder if that's what you had. You can schedule your post if you want it to go out later, but we're just going to post it right now, and I'm actually going to show you what that looks like. Maybe. So while that's being posted, so there it's posted. This is my dashboard. This is tell me how many clicks. I'm actually going to go to that page. This was a skin offer that I was running before. Notice how Splash Post puts that play button right over the image, which makes people even want to click on an image more, which increases your clicks, which increases your click-through rate, which gives you cheaper clicks. Again, a couple of the side bonuses of using the Splash Post image right there. Oh, we flew right by my offer. Let's see here. Okay, so here's my offer now. This is what I just posted using Splash Post. And so I'm going to click on it, and this is what's going to happen. So you saw that first part was what it looked like. Whoa. Sorry, guys. What's going on here? Getting a little crazy with the mouse. Scroll back up here. And now you can see the bottom of the image. I'm going to try and scroll up a little bit here. We are not pro web guys or tech guys. So anyway, when they click on that, I'll use Cameron Diaz over here as my sample. When they click on that play image, the bottom part, this is what unfolds essentially inside their news feed, pops up. They can actually go straight to your sales page, straight from within Facebook without ever having to leave Facebook. They see your, a full ad. It gives you a little more advertising space without having to send them outside to a pre-sale page first. Just get them straight to the offer using that. So again, all those things that were customizable, you can customize right inside Splash Post, and then boom, they click that and it expands to this, and you're off to the races. This again, guys, take these. I don't care if you copy them. You probably can't use the word Dr. Oz or his images, but you can copy everything else. The Garcinia Cambogia, there's affiliate networks out there that offer that. Take these, start making money. Like I always tell John, Plymouth Rock didn't land on us. So it's about getting out there and just taking some action and get started. And again, these are campaigns that you guys, whether it's affiliate offers or your own offers, get out there and start implementing some of these tricks, because your click-through rates are going to go through the roof and your cost per clicks are going to go way down. And so I think I'll try and get back to questions on this after we finish going through some of these other things. But unless you want me to cover something else, John, I'm going to send it back to you.
Okay, cool, man. No, that's great. I think you went over it, and so everybody should have a really good understanding. So yeah, perfect. Okay, so let's go back to where we were. So, okay, awesome. Thanks, Kyle. Appreciate it. Now, so we're almost there. We're almost to the Q&A and everything. And now, hopefully, you've got 3 different campaigns that you can use. The first one is one you're not going to want to use. You can still make money with it. You can use it today. but it's not the optimal one. Use the clickable image campaign. I wanted to show you the first one, though. We wanted to show you so that you could see the evolution of what we've learned to put it into context for you. And now, hopefully, you're seeing how you can use Facebook to your advantage. People ask me, how can you and Kyle do what you do? I can't make any money on Facebook. And there's a reason for that. The reason that they're not making any money is they're taking people off the page. They don't have a high click-through rate, and they're paying too much per click. You can see with us, we keep people on the page. They still get to our offer. We jack up the click-through rate. That lowers the cost per click. It's hard not to make money. You don't have to be brilliant to do this, thank God, for us. So all you have to do is know how to play the game, and Kyle knows how to play the Facebook game better than anybody. So I'm sure at this point you got some questions. We're going to get there in a second. We'll open it up, and Kyle can answer all of them, and I'll answer anything that you have for me. So here's the thing about us. Let's talk about us for just a second, and we'll kind of tell you how you can work with us. But we literally spend millions of dollars per year with Facebook. So we have a unique advantage over a lot of other people out there, which is we can test every day and we fail really quickly. We fail quick, and so the campaigns that we have are already proven and done campaigns. So because we're running offers, we're running our own affiliate stuff, we're doing this all day, and our budget is not small. Again, don't be intimidated by the numbers that you see with these budgets. We say, oh, we're making $5,000 a day on this campaign and $2,500 a day on this campaign. Don't be intimidated by that. You could spend $100 a day, make $200, $250. I mean, you can definitely get that kind of ROI. So don't be intimidated. But Facebook changes every day, and so you can see the evolution that we've had just since September of 2012 to right now, which is June 2013. So you can see the evolution and what we are doing and experiencing. So if you want to team up with us, there's a way to do it, and that way is basically we're holding an 8-week intensive Facebook training that we're doing. That's coming up. It is starting here actually next week. And the training, I'm going to tell you just a little bit about it right now, and then I'll tell you how you can apply to attend. This training is going to be a total of 16 calls. There's one training call every week and one question and answer call where we take you step by step through the different campaigns that we use. So we're going to get through that. I'll tell you about the calls. The call on the first Tuesday of every week is Kyle, and he's going to do just what he did there, except it's about an hour, hour and a half call. He's going to show you how he sets up a campaign. He's going to show you why he sets up the campaign. And then that Thursday, we're going to answer your questions. We're going to go through your numbers. We're going to help you critique your campaign. It's going to be very hands-on, intensive type training. This is not a box of stuff. Hey, here's a bunch of stuff, go do it. It's more of a we hold your hand the entire way. Now, we're going to help you with why your ads are getting rejected, how you can get them approved on Facebook. We're going to show you how to run affiliate offers under the radar and not get your account shut down. It's great to be able to make 100% ROI every day, but if that only happens for 2 days in a row, that's not so great. So we're going to show you how to avoid that. Kyle's going to show you how to use the Power Editor tool to explode your click-through rate. Bunch of little ninja tricks on there that he'll take you through. We're going to explain to you what are gray accounts. Most of you don't know that they exist, but we're going to show you how you can get one from Facebook. We're going to show you how to get a Facebook representative to guide you through any obstacles you might face, which you're totally going to want. We're going to show you how to get an average click-through rate of 1%. So average. That'd be like bad. And we're going to show you how you can get click-through rates of 5 to 10% on Facebook. This is for real. You saw the 4% click-through rate on the small test that we ran. I'll show you how to get cheap clicks as low as 3 cents a piece that actually convert, because that's, you can get a bunch of cheap traffic out there, but if it doesn't convert and make you money, it doesn't matter. We're going to show you how video rules on Facebook, how to use it to convert clients at an amazing rate. It's absolutely, video on Facebook crushes it. We'll show you that campaign. We'll explain to you what a custom audience is and how to leverage these for maximum profits. And that's one thing, guys and gals. Knowing what something is one thing. Knowing how to leverage it for maximum return and maximum profit is another thing. And that's what Kyle and I are talking about. So if you know about custom audiences, great. Do you know how to make them make money for you? Those are the kind of things we're going to talk about. Kyle went over what's a dark post, how to use them without spamming your fans. So there's certainly that. We'll explain to you how to get your spend limits raised on Facebook. Like I mentioned, we had an account raised to $75,000 per day. We'll show you how to get 30-day net terms with Facebook and increase your cash flow. Facebook will actually bill you on 30 days net if you do it right. And then we'll take you through what images to use, what ones to avoid for the best click-through. Image is everything on Facebook, and you'd be really surprised which ones work and which ones don't. So, just like I was mentioning, this is not a normal webinar, and you probably didn't believe me when we started, but this is not a normal training either. So just like this webinar isn't normal, the training's not normal. So we're not training on theory. We're going to actually be giving you a new cut and paste campaign to run with every week, one that we use for maximum results for our clients and ourselves. This campaign's already been tested and it's already been proven to work. So we're not saying, hey, give us a shot and let's see if it goes. It's like, no, this is what we're using. This is how we use it. This is what you need to do to go start making money immediately. So campaign number 1. This campaign that we're going to give you generated leads at 20 cents each in the diet and fitness niche. If you're aware of that niche, it's a very high-end niche. It costs a lot of money to participate, and there's a lot of competition. You're going to be able to use this campaign for list building, and or you can build a super affiliate list if you don't have your own product. Kyle and I do not have our own product. So you can combine this campaign, your own autoresponder sequence, and you can create enormous profits. That's campaign number 1. Campaign number 2. This campaign generated a click-through rate of 12.67% and clicks around 7 to 9 cents each in the diet and supplement niche. Almost 10,000 clicks in less than an hour. We're going to show you how to implement this video campaign in any niche that you want with $20 to make the video and crush conversions using a Facebook workaround that Kyle came up with that Facebook actually endorses. So we'll show you how to do that. Campaign number 3. This campaign is going to allow you to explode your results by combining paid and viral traffic on Facebook. It's absolutely an awesome campaign, must see, and it's the only time you'll hear me endorse any type of viral marketing. I don't like it. I like paid traffic because I know what I'm going to make every day before I even start out. So you're not going to hear me endorse viral except for this campaign. Campaign 4. We're going to expand on the ball game campaign that we showed you today, including stats from new offers that we're running. We'll show you how to plug in pretty much any offer into this ball game campaign to crush it immediately on conversions. Campaign 5. This is a top secret video campaign, which is, it's almost too good to share. We were trying to decide whether we wanted to even share this with the group or not, because it's just that good. So you're going to get all the results and all the testing that we've done from this, real numbers, real live campaign action that we do for our clients. Finally, campaign number 6. I'm going to show you how to redirect traffic outside of Facebook and still get a low cost per click. And you can also get Facebook's approval to do so with this. Facebook is actually really cool with this. They have a little loophole that will allow you to do this. In some offers, you do want to take them to your website, get them exposed to it, get them off of Facebook. We'll show you how to redirect that without having any problems from Facebook. This is a priceless addition to this training. You're going to get a call with Chris X. Who is Chris X? Chris is a guy we met who worked in the Facebook ads account department, which is where your ad account goes to die. And there's a good chance if you've had an account banned or you've had a Facebook account slapped, Chris is the guy that did it. So he's going to tell you how to stay on the straight and narrow with Facebook from a Facebook employee perspective. And this call has absolutely changed, this information has changed a lot of things for Kyle and I on how we look at stuff with Facebook. And we almost gave up on Facebook 6 months ago just because they were so difficult to deal with. The things that Chris has opened our eyes to and will open your eyes to changed everything for us. So that call right there is priceless, and Chris won't even let us use his last name because he doesn't want Facebook to know he's telling everybody this. So it's really good. So if you want to participate, this is an exclusive training. So there's going to be a small group of people. They're awesome marketers that are going to be in this training. We're really excited about it. If you want to see if you're right for the training, and when I say that, I'm not saying I'm sure you're a great person. We're great people. All we want to do is make sure that we can help you and serve you. That's what it's all about, to make sure that we can help you get the results you need. So you go right now to facebookbadass.com and you can fill out the information form. Someone from our office is going to contact you, set up a time for you to chat with Kyle and I. And on that call, we're going to go over your goals, where you're at in your business right now, give you some really good information that will hopefully help you in your business, and then we'll talk about the training on that call. And if you're a fit for the training, that's awesome. And if you are not, that's okay too. At least we'll get a chance to talk with one another, and we'll get an opportunity to help you with your Facebook stuff. Kyle, do you have anything to add there? I'm going to type the link here.
I already did I put the link in the chat area. If you guys wanted to grab
Okay,
that.
awesome. So you've done that. Cool.
Yep.
You are the man. You are the man. So yeah, don't be shy. If you like this training today, if you want to learn more, then fill out that form. And Kyle and I, in addition to not being techie guys, we're not hardcore closers. So the calls for us are fun because we're entrepreneurs. We've been where you're at, no matter where you're at. If you're making a lot of money today, that's awesome. We've been there. And if you're just starting out, we've been there too. So, either way, we can help you to get unstuck or move the ball a little bit with regards to your own online business. And we love the opportunity to do that. So, Kyle, you want to open this thing up for some questions?
Yeah, if you guys have questions, I'm kind of going through them. What if I'm a total newbie at Facebook? That's fine. One of the things that, hopefully you got out of this is to, bypass a bunch of the learning curve. And that's what the course is actually designed to do. So if you're new or experienced, regardless, we've probably spent a lot more time on Facebook. And so we've made a million mistakes. And we'll actually walk you through how not to make those same mistakes. So newbie or not, fill out the form and we'll chat and see if it ends up being a good fit. Like John said, it might not be for everybody. And it's not because we don't like you or something, but maybe we just can't help you. And so we don't want you to get into the course and, we can't do anything for you. So, just fill out the form. The form's easy to fill out, free. Fill it out. We'll chat and see if something works out. Can Kyle repeat what he did for Dr. Oz? You just can't use Dr. Oz's image or mention Dr. Oz. So sometimes we say like celebrity doctor or something for that. If the post is dark, how do visitors see it on your fan page? Okay, and this goes back to a question Ken asked. For you guys using a fan page traditionally, you would put up a post and all your fans would get to see that post. Facebook has an algorithm where based on your page engagement and a bunch of other nonsense, they determine how many of your fans actually get to see your page post. John and I don't have a fan page to have likes or fans. The only reason we use a fan page is to be able to have a place to house our ads themselves, the physical ads. So we don't, even though you see that, we'll have 60,000 likes on a page, that all comes from people just liking our ad. Not because we put up great content or try and drive people to a fan page and then try and sell those people. By the time they get to our fan page, they will have already seen our offers. And so we don't use a fan page in the traditional sense. So some of your questions, I believe, are being asked based on using a fan page in the traditional sense. So when we talk about putting a dark post up.
Hey, Kyle, can I?
Yeah.
No, I was just going to say that a lot of people, they get fans and they're getting this traffic organically. Our model, mine and Kyle's model, is we drive paid traffic. We want to know if we spend $1, we can get $2 back. So everything that we do is designed around that model right there, immediate ROI by buying traffic on Facebook. Go ahead.
Yeah. So Gary, to answer your question, no, our normal fans aren't ever going to see those dark posts, and the dark posts aren't necessarily meant because to be seen, because as you saw on that one sold out after crisis or Concerned Patriots page, every post was an offer, and you can burn your fans out pretty quickly doing that. So if you do a dark post, it doesn't show up, but you can advertise to it. So people would think it would be on your fan page, but it's not actually seen by your fans on your fan page. And like John said, we're into paid traffic. We don't want to wake up and hope that people go to our fan page, or that's why we don't do much SEO stuff, because one, we don't understand it, but two, it's hard to predict what's going to happen that day. Whereas if we spend $100, we know that day, we made $200, because we paid for it. So that's why we drive traffic to dark posts if we're doing dark posts. That's why we drive traffic to those dark posts. And it also, like I said, allows you to split test, 10 different images if you want, without having to put 10 of the same post on your page and see how they work out. So hopefully that answers your questions, Gary and Ken. What if you can only start with a very limited budget? Again, like I said, Plymouth Rock didn't land on us. So no matter what your budget is, start using some of the tricks that we used. We started, we didn't know some of the tricks we know now. So when we started, we had to start with a budget of $50 a day. And that was literally, we probably spent like 25 or 40 the first couple of days. And then, once we figured it out, then we ramped up. But again, start, just start, get out there and start, and you'll kind of see what happens, and you'll want to start spending more pretty quickly.
Yeah,
no problem.
I want to add something to that, Kyle. People get intimidated a lot of times by, if you look at a client of ours and let's say they spend $500,000 a month in advertising, you think, holy smokes, that's a lot of money. But you have to remember, we're in the direct response industry. You on this webinar are in the direct response industry. So whatever you're spending, if you're taking that dollar, let's say it's $50 a day, or $100 a week, or whatever that number is for you, and you're turning it into $2, now you have $200. So you might spend $1,000 a month, but it's not really $1,000 a month. You're recycling money that you're making. You're recycling that money. So our guys that spend $500,000, they're not really spending $500,000, because they're recycling the money that we're making them and then just putting that back in, and $1 equals 2, $1 equals 2, and you can do that trade on and on and on perpetually. So don't get intimidated by those numbers, whatever they are.
Yeah. What category do we set up our fan pages? It depends on us or the client. Normally, if we're doing stuff for like affiliate stuff, we'll set up a community or cause. If it's an actual company's product or an actual company that we're trying to promote, we'll set up a company page. That, again, we don't spend a lot of time worrying about likes and that type of stuff. We want to spend money on what makes us money. So where does a dark post appear when somebody clicks on an ad, on a Facebook ad? The way the dark posts work is they show up just like a promoted post. So say you're advertising to 25-year-old females who are engaged this month. It will show up like a normal page promotion and we'll show you where to put those ads and how to place them to get the highest click-through rates. That's one of the tricks and one of the things we go over in the course, obviously. But we'll show you where to place them. So they just appear like any normal promoted post would on anybody else's ads or news, or they appear the same to people who you are advertising to as if they were on your page. However, they don't appear on your page. So somebody asked again, but you said not to spam. Isn't dark post spamming? No, because those dark posts don't show up on your fan page. So you don't have to put up 12 posts. Nobody sees those. None of your fans see those posts. The only people that see those posts are the people who you're paying to advertise to. So you're not spamming your fans or your page. Okay, call me, please. You guys, if you want us to call you and go through that, you need to fill out the form at facebookbadass.com. And then because we got to set up times and everything for that. So how often you have the class? We have classes every Tuesday and Thursday. Courses are recorded. All the trainings are recorded, so you can access that info anytime you want. I'm trying to get through a lot of these. I got quite a few questions, guys. So
That's cool. Let me add that. This is the first time that Kyle and I have offered this training. And I'm not going to be like a douchey marketer and go all scarcity, but we don't know if we're going to offer it again. We think we are because we've had a pretty good response to it, but we don't do this for a living. What we do for a living is actually run traffic, and that keeps us pretty busy. So between those things, we're not really set up. People ask us, were you going to do this again, blah, blah, blah. We don't really know. So if you're remotely interested, fill out that form and we can talk about it. Just so everybody knows.
Yeah, people are asking about cost too. If you're interested, like I said, fill out that form and then we'll kind of go through that stuff as we go through the phone call. Do you provide any other support? John, how are you going to work the support and questions if they don't have live calls? Any question you guys have, you'll be able to submit and we'll answer through those live calls, the live question and answer sessions. Is that correct, John? You have anything to add to that?
Let me explain how it works. So there's two ways. For this, again, it's a pretty intimate group, so there's not going to be a lot of us. And there'll be a members area. And in that members area, there's a forum in there. Kyle and I are going to be very active in the forum. I mean, this is a hands-on training. This is not a Kyle and I sit on our white horse and, point you in the direction of what you need to do. We're definitely going to do that. We're going to tell you what you need to do, but then we're going to make sure that it gets done. So what happens on the Q&A, we have people taking this training already from all over the world. So everybody's on a different time. We record the calls and they go into the members area. And then when you ask a question, you're going to type that question on the forum, and then we answer it on the Q&A call. So we're going to answer your question on the Q&A call. Then we open the Q&A call up for general questions. So that way, if you can't make it to that particular question and answer day, that's okay. You still get to get your question answered. And then if it gets answered completely, awesome. And if not, you just say, hey, by the way, thanks for answering the question. And what else? This is another question I had to follow up. So there's definitely going to be a lot of contact. Hopefully that clears that up.
And I think that pretty much answers most of those questions, guys. If you have any other ones you want to sneak in before the buzzer, let me know. Otherwise, we'll go ahead and wrap up. Yeah, it looks like that's about it, John. So awesome. You want to finish up?
Okay, cool, man. Yeah, so all right, guys. Well, appreciate you spending time with us today. We like doing these, even though this is the second one we've done. It's a lot of fun for us because we started out and just like you, it doesn't matter, like say where you're at, we've been there. We're either there or we've been there. So, if you have any interest at all, reach out to us, facebookbadass.com, fill out the form. Melissa from our office is going to call you. She'll set up a time. Either Kyle or myself will get the phone call, and then we'll be able to hopefully serve you and help you in your business. So with that being said, I appreciate everybody being on, and we had a good time. Thanks, Todd, for having us.
Thank you.
And, yeah,
that was
man,
great. I'm more excited now.
Yeah, good. Well, hopefully, and finally, the last thing I have, please go get on Facebook right now and, run a campaign, spend $50, take that ball game campaign, spend $50 if you're, just starting out and, get some results on this thing and start making some money. So that's my final thing.
Sounds great.
So cool. All right. Thanks, Todd.
Thank you. Y'all guys take care.
Thank you, Todd. Thanks, guys.
All right. Thanks, guys.